Nathan Kwa will be joining me in a bit. But we have a big interview on the show this morning, and I'm joined in studio by Evelyn Nsiah. She is the bankroller. She's the CEO of Hazake's Ladies. We'll do some women's football, and we can't always be talking about the men. Sometimes we have to pay attention to women's football as well. So she's joining me this morning. We'll be having a big discussion around what's happening in the women's game. And we'll talk a bit about Hazake's Ladies, who don't seem to be performing as much as well as we would expect them to. And then we'll get into a bit of swag awards. We have quite a bit to discuss with her this morning. So if you just tuned in, this is Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 FM in Takoradi, and 91.3 FM in Kumasi. Time to introduce my guest and time to get her into the discussion. Good morning, Evelyn.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
How have things been with you?
It's not been easy. And women football is such that if you don't take care, you might say that it's a voluntary work. It's a voluntary work because you might not get as much as the men's football is. Even in the transfer market, there is that disparity. So you might say that it's a voluntary work. It's a committed thing that some of us, we have termed it as our corporate or individual social responsibility.
So, with all the challenges associated with the women's game, all the difficulties, what keeps you going as a club CEO?
Before that, let me take this opportunity to congratulate our second or our vice president. Okay. Your Excellency Jane, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. You see, it's not easy for a woman to become a vice president. This is the first time, right. So at least gender diversity. Sometimes when you see that the women are doing well, you become very happy. I don't want to believe in the assertion that some of the women says we are our own enemies. I don't know whether it is true or not, but I don't want to be part of such assertion. I am happy a woman is doing well. Yes. Yeah. So let me congratulate her, and then we also want to tell her that at appropriate time, the women in swag will pay her a visit. Very well. And we want to assure her that we'll be working together so that at least the women, being it in football, in whichever category the women are, we will help her to do her work well.
Right. So let's come back to our conversation. Hazake's Ladies. Over the last few weeks,
yes, about 3-4 years.
They haven't been the Hazake's Ladies we've known. Yeah. Over the last few years. Hazake's Ladies used to be out there. They seem to have gone off the boil a bit. What's going on with Hazake's Ladies?
Sometimes things happen for a purpose. For instance, if you are doing well and boom, you enter into a tournament, and then when you come back, you are not able to do well. So people always say necessary evil. So we don't want to say whether the Champions League that we took part was a necessary evil or was the beginning of our downfall. But in anything, we have done well previously, and we are still managing to do well. I think the goodwill that we had some years ago is what is keeping us alive these days. We had a project. When you look at the players from 2019 to 2021, that we attended the CAF Champions League for the first time, you realize that we have a certain crop of players who were committed. They knew what they wanted. Somebody like a captain who is now in Israel, Janet Ejiri. We call her aggressive because whenever this girl is playing, you really see something in her. Yeah. And these players that are coming, we are not saying they are not good. They are good, but they are soft. Yeah. Those Doris Berdua, Evelyn Bedu, Mirabel, and those players, they had a certain stink with them. But now we don't see those players. And when we went for the Champions League, we were thinking that once we are going for Champions League, you come back with money. But we came with nothing.
Yeah.
And it took a toll on us. And about 15 to 16 of our players left. So we have begun another project. And I believe that in the next few years, we will see Hazakers that we used to be.
So talking about players leaving, is it financially rewarding when your players leave?
No, because you see, we are not able to pay them.
Okay.
We don't normally sign a professional contract with them. If you sign a professional contract, the person is supposed to be receiving salaries every month. Even the men, how many of them are able to sign a professional contract, let alone the women? So it is very difficult if they want to leave. When they serve you 3-4 years and they want to leave, they are pleading. The family members are pleading. They have gotten something. What can you do? You only have to allow them to go. So those times, 2021, 2022, Evelyn Bedu gave us something small, around $10,000.
$10,000?
Yes. And that was I would say that has been the huge amount that we've gotten.
Wow.
The
highest transfer.
I'm telling you.
$10,000.
I'm telling you. That was Evelyn Bedu. Doris Bordua, that we were thinking Doris should be able to give us about $200,000, or she gave us $4,000.
What?
To Serbia. So you ask yourself, your budget is more than what you get. And when they are leaving, you don't get anything. And you see, my president, Nana Benyine is like a philanthropist. I mean, sometimes I ask him, Uncle, why are you still holding on to Hazakers? Let us call investors to come in. Because if you look at the money that this man is spending on Hazakers, and nothing is coming back. So sometimes I feel for him. So these are some of the challenges that is taking Hazakers aback. But I believe with no time we'll come back.
But do you see a future for the women's game in Ghana?
Oh, I see a future. I see a future because if I cast my mind back to where we started, I entered into football in 1999.
Okay.
Yes, maybe when I said 19, you are thinking about my age, right?
No.
You see me as a small girl. No, I'm not a small girl. I will be 51 in August.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Oh, so I entered into proper football from 1999. And from that time, there wasn't any proper structured league.
Yeah.
I recall we were having ours in the northern sector. Fabulous ladies will come to Sunyani, Gattel, post ladies and stuff like that. But now you have a structured league. So if not anything at all, you realize that the league is developing. The league is developing. And now that we have under 15, under 17, under 19, under all these signs to show us that we have a future in football. And so I think we are doing well, but some of us are expecting something special. Okay? I'm expecting Women's Football League that every season 200,000 will be given to each team to prepare. Okay? I'm looking for a league that when you win, you are getting about $50,000 to $100,000 to be able to prepare. Now, when you go to a CAF Champions League and you become the winner, you are getting $600,000. But if the fundamentals are weak, the fundamentals are not right, look at the field that we are playing the games on. And you travel and you see even under 10 have a standard pack. I traveled with under 14 to Switzerland in 2007. That was when FIFA was reopening their new facility, Home Depot Center. And around, we saw about 20 pitches together. It was a Saturday, and I saw small girls being brought by their parents. The parents were there, and the girls were playing. And it was so lovely. We don't have it here. In Ghana, here in the morning, I'm going to do masum. What time will I have to take my child to the field for somebody to train the child? We have a lot of work to do. We are just joking. If we want to do proper football, I mean, we need to have structures. We need to have a plan. We need to have a stakeholder engagement. We have 20 premier teams. What do we do? Look at where Northern ladies and the rest are. From Tamale to Kumasi. You are passing through Bunahafo to Kumasi. You go through a second region before you come to Kumasi to play your match. And look at the transportation. The transportation will cost you about 6,000. So within one match, you are spending. Let me go through our budget. And I'll tell you something. Hazakes, we are playing a game today. Today we are playing with Joanina. And when my boss posted the budget there, I asked myself that, what at all are we doing? Because you have a budget of about 9,000 for one match. Okay, now we have 5,460 here without accommodation. It has to do with transportation, the bus. Even we don't have fuel here. We have one Agojo bus. So we have an allowance, small allowance for the bus and transportation and the rest, feeding. 5,460. We don't have accommodation inside here. So accommodation is taking us about 2,000 something. And then the fuel, almost 1,001 from Takrady to this place. So you are talking about 9,000 Ghana cedis for one match. And you are being given 50,000 for the whole season.
So 50,000 as part of what
50,000 for your sponsorship, yes.
That's what you get from your sponsors.
That's it. Okay. Not our sponsors, from the FA.
Okay.
And even the men, how many of them are having sponsors?
But do you get anything from your sponsors as well?
Sponsors. We have few people who have decided to help us. Few people, and it's products. They don't give us money. We used to have Ghana Gas sponsoring us. They started from 2021 for the Champions League. They did well. They did so well. They gave us money for the Champions League. And after that, few coins have come out from them. But last season, we didn't get anything. And this season, I don't know. Now that the government has changed, we'll go there because we have documents. Okay. We have a contract with them. We'll go there. I don't know whether they will trigger it and give us something. We do not have standard sponsorship as you see Arsenal playing and sponsors their things, pitch panels all over. We don't have it.
I'm sure we'll get into all of this some other time when we have a lot of time to discuss women's football properly, because there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of problems,
a lot of them. But you know what?
Finances.
You know what? Yeah. I want to have a time with the minister.
Okay.
We just want to. Let me greet him. Yeah. Honorable, good morning. Maybe we haven't met, but we will soon meet. My name is Evelyn Nsiah. I don't know. Maybe when you hear the Nsiah, you know where I'm coming from. But we want to see you. Okay. You see, government is supposed to create jobs for his people. Okay. Yeah. That is the prerogative of every government. You make a very good enabling environment for people to get jobs to do. So if these women teams have taken part of your problem or of your issue, then I think they have to support us. The old government used to have one district, one factory. I don't know how they would term us, but we can also come on board, because when you give an opportunity to, let's say, us, those of us who are in women football, and we are able to produce about 3 players to the foreign land every year, the monies that will come, at least we also get something. Right. The government will get something. I love the idea that he said they are going to pay the Premier Division players. He didn't mention the Premier Division women session.
So I'm sure all of that.
We are just reminding him that we also did the corner day.
Okay.
And that message was good to us, and then they can also get a new buses for us.
Okay. Because
look at where we are coming from. Do we want to have an accident for the minister to run early in the morning to see where the accident occurred, or we want to solve the problem before we get there? So, Mr. Minister, we will come and greet you.
Very well, very well. We are having a conversation with Evelyn Asare. She's the CEO of Hazakes Ladies, and she's the Vice President of Swag as well. Let's quickly talk about Swag Awards.
Oh, you gave it to us 3 days ago. What did we do to deserve that?
Let's not revisit that.
Oh no, it's painful because it's
You know,
it's a sacrificial thing that we are doing. Nobody is being paid. So when things happen and you don't understand, you can just get to us, and
don't worry.
we're always there too.
You know, for a lot of Ghanaians, for a lot of us, we believe that SWAG being the Sports Writers Association and having the interest of sports development at heart, when things go south, we should have SWAG have a bit more say on issues pertaining to sports. And so when we are not getting that much support from SWAG, when we are not getting SWAG to be the voice, then it raises issues about the commitment of SWAG and what they really stand for. That was our concern on the show. So it was not as if we were throwing SWAG under the bus. We just called for SWAG to be a bit more proactive. That was all. But we apologize if maybe our comments.
Don't worry, that's fine.
Yes,
that's fine. Thank you.
But let's get into the awards. What's happening today?
Oh, today we are going to at least appreciate the sportsmen and women who in the year 2024 have done extremely well for this nation as far as their various teams are concerned. We want to appreciate them. You see, it is not easy for somebody to be working and to be working in such a way that it will help the whole nation. Yes, I am a teacher. I know I'm also helping the nation, but lesser known sporting activities, the cyclists, the hockey, we don't talk much about them. So we have taken it upon ourselves that once they are not known, we have to bring them on board. Volleyball, say things. You see, these are some of the things that the minister should concentrate on. Okay? They are the lesser known sports who are also contributing to the development of sporting activities within the nation. So that's what SWAG will be doing this night. And we are happy to say that the president will attend. And the president has always been a sportsman.
Right.
When you talk of boxing, the president is there. The president's son is also involved in football. So
and boxing as well.
And boxing as well. So it is not out of place that we are invited. It will be a very good atmosphere. You see, within the whole year, we might have not even met some of our colleagues. So it is time for us to at least also create that rapport. Yeah. We see you with Dance Together. Who knows? Maybe somebody will pick his or her partner from there. So it will be a very good event this evening. So nice event.
What time is it happening and where is the event?
It's 8 o'clock, International Conference Center, 8 o'clock. But before 8 o'clock, around 7 o'clock, it will be like a networking thing. We have our drinks before we start the main program.
Your final words before we take the show.
What I want to say is that SWAG is there for everyone. SWAG is there. And the activities of SWAG are enormous. I believe that, yes, the part that you came from, but you cannot be writing messages every day. You cannot be releasing statements every day because somebody is not doing. You see, let me give you this instance. I listened to you, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that we should have released a statement for this, for that. In football, they had election yesterday, and if they tell you this is what we want, what can you do? Tell me, my dear brother.
Well, I can understand, but
you cannot do anything because the people who are spending money is saying that the administration that is there is doing well. Who are you to talk about it or to write statements? We all know that Black Stars is not doing well.
Yes.
So we just have to come together and make it. Releasing statements is not something that will one day you release a statement today and tomorrow people are doing the right thing.
To see SWAG.
We are working. We are contributing. You see, we are also one of our duties is to make sure that what you are doing here right now does not distract somebody's personality. So ethical issues is also, but you are not talking about that. We have to also make sure that you are being paid. And most of the journalists, how many of them are being paid well?
Yeah.
I was a journalist myself, and 3 months you are not being paid. I used to work with a radio station and I had my own program. So I had sponsors on the program. 3 months, I have not been paid. The sponsor came to pay the money to me and I took 3 months from it and I gave the rest to them. It is part of our job that all the sports journalists will go to work without anybody harassing them, whether a male or female. These are also part of our work. So if not anything, we are doing this part. So my parting words is that you are doing well. I listened to you, and I can say your studio too is very nice.
Thank you.
And it is my prayer that your work will add something value to the sporting fraternity. And then you also give maximum time to women. When we are starting our league, you are going to talk about it. And today, I want to see somebody.
That's why you're here today.
I want to see somebody coming to Nsiah to cover our match today. Hazakes is playing. So I want to see you coming there to cover our match today.
We'll be there.
Give us much time. Honorable Kofi Adams, we welcome you once again to the sporting fraternity. Please, the women football is waiting for you patiently. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evelyn Nsiah.